What we actually want to do is make the debate a bit more fun and interactive. So where Matajis are just talking amongst themselves, what you'll find is that the issues will be common. So it's good if the Prabhus and Mataji can do half-half. So if 5 Matajis can... No? We're comfortable this way? Fine. Sorry, Prabhu, you got outvoted. Okay, so I'll give you a flip chart. Mataji is giving it around. So please, can I just, one suggestion, please don't sit here because you'll find it difficult to talk. Go downstairs, go in the prasadam area, wherever you like. Please just get up and walk around.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. These are the list we got from our group, but it is not my view. The first point we write is expectation is that women will follow men, while women today have their own views. That's the male domination that they are saying. So this is the one problem we got. The second point we have is the parenting conflict that how to raise the children. The wife thinks some way is better and the husband is on the other way. So this is a big conflict, we think. The third one we got is the division of household chores. So wife is thinking that they are doing most of the works and the husband is not so. Even they work, when the both are working, then wife has to do all the household work plus the office. So this is a very big issue. Then 4 is family members opposed to Krishna consciousness. One of the family members are not in, so they are restricting or not allowing the other partner to do the Krishna consciousness works. So these are the 4 most prominent issues that we come up with. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Maharaj, first, people are too lazy to do anything but sleep at Mangala Aarti because sometimes people just do work and have work to do, and then in the weekends they are too busy and they just have to do the same thing as they did before, and it's a waste of time. And second, some people are too busy to do anything from chanting because some people encourage people to do chanting, but some people give them Bhagavad Gita, but they don't. But just Bhagavad Gita, they don't chant. That's
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So we've tried to be concise with our list. We had many on there, and what we found, the overlapping feature of all of them was time management. It seemed to cover all of the aspects on our list. Secondly, application of Krishna conscious philosophy. So from doing Bhakti Shastris to retreats to Bhagavatam classes, but then coming into the real world and being in a working environment, a family environment, and applying that philosophy and actually understanding where we're at in doing that. Thirdly, prioritizing choices. And we flipped around between bad habits and various other aspects, but prioritizing choices. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
I was just chosen to come over here, but these are all points by a group, pretty younger group, so they are not my points. I'm here. And they are really very intelligent people over there, and they have very nice points, but we have to just pick up 6 of them. So the first one, they were concerned about lack of family time, that there was no quality time spent, lack of communication, because children are coming different times, husband, wives are working, coming, and there is lack of communication. So nobody knows what they are doing, and that was the main issue of the group. The second point was the generation gap, the difference in cultural beliefs, difference in environment, child and parent relationship. They are going to different schools and different places. They are meeting lots of people over there. So that was, they call it generation gap. So that's the number 2 point. And number 3 point is couple follow different spiritual paths, and that affects the children. The husband believes in something else and the wife believes in something else, and the children learn from schools different. So they are very confused and nobody knows where they are going. And the other point was Western influence, and they say stronger than Indian culture and the values. Whatever they learn at school, that's their culture. And they are again confused, they don't know where to go. And the fifth one is, there is disagreement between husband and wife concerning spiritual versus material aspects. The wife says it's important that children have to be Krishna consciousness, but the husband says, where are you taking the children? Don't you want them to become something in their life, studies and all that? So no, don't take them. The poor wife has to go to the temple all by herself and do her service. So the sixth one is, that's one extra Maharaj, it's very important. The husband and wife, Grihasthas, doing too much service in the temple, have financial difficulties because if they are doing too much service, they don't have money to look after their family. So that is the very important point. At one time, they will break because there is no financial help. Thank you very much, Maharaj. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. The group came up, each one came up with one point, and we tried to put them into these 3 main problem areas. And I guess most of them have been covered by the previous speakers. 1, 2, and 3 are pretty much intertwined: communication, lack of understanding. Our first one is communication or lack of, and it covers these: the tone, the body language, the spoken language, the ego, lack of mutual understanding, and so on. Second is managing family expectations, and again it's been broken down into a couple of points. Expectations from the spouse, expectations from kids, then expectations from family members who are not Krishna conscious. The third is time management, especially in the Western world where both husband and wife are working. There's no help that's available, so you just have to do everything in that 24 hours that you're there, that you have, and sometimes your health may not permit, or sometimes, and this also causes a lot of friction in the family. The last one is bringing up kids in Western world. We give them one set of values at home, and when they go to school and interact with their peers there, they have a different set of values, and both seem to clash, and the result is unpleasantness. So thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Almost all points are discussed. I don't need to say anything actually, but still our group have come up with these points, and we have thought from the Prabhu's angle as well, not only from the Mataji's angle. So yes, so our first point was lack of common goals, as husband is on different level of the spiritual practice and wife is on a different level, and they both have different goals. So how to adjust with that, and how to go ahead in spiritual life with those things. Another was parenting issues, and third was expectations. As if we think that we are going as per the Shastras, then wife has to look after the kids and the family and cooking, all this stuff, and husband has to go out and just earn the money. But if we are doing like that here, then Matajis won't be able to go to the work, and how should we adjust the financial status in that case? So that was the main issue as we were thinking about that. So please guide us about that. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
I think one of our group members made a good point that when there's a spouse who's only spiritually driven and become materially irresponsible, so it's fanatical, and so we just had to adjust and how to get a better balance. And then the second point we had was how to encourage family members in Krishna consciousness without being imposing, especially kids. And another one was one spouse is initiating in a different sampradaya and one wants to be in ISKCON, so how to balance two expectations of both gurus. But that's it. Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Maharaj.
Krishna.
We had chosen some points which are already taken by another group, so I'll just say some of the other points. How important are extracurricular activities for children? And the other one is balancing services and bringing up children. And then what is the role of a father in bringing up kids spiritually? And the last one is how to create a positive Krishna conscious atmosphere at home when there is some potentially negative, someone's going through something negative, how to keep the atmosphere positive in the family. So thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, again, most of the points, or in fact all the points have been already mentioned, but I'll just quickly go through them to reiterate. So one was time management again, and time management between at home for the Grihasthas, at office, and spiritual life. So how do we manage everything and follow all the principles that we want to, and do our 16 rounds daily on an everyday basis. So that was one of the points. The second is the extension of that, but that is again time management, but more from the financial and career point of view. So we've got someone at home, let's say, who is just starting his career and he's traveling a lot. So how does he manage that? Or there's someone else who's probably over-endeavoring at a higher level in his career, and he's not able to manage doing his sadhana and everything else. So how do we manage that? And if they put more time in spirituality than the career side again. So same thing, but that was another point we came up with. Third was, again, which almost everyone has mentioned, different levels of spiritualization between husband and wife, but not just between husband and wife, but also, extended family and friends or non-devotees. Or so how do people manage that? And extension to that is at workplace, of course, then, issues of vegetarianism and how do we manage with the non-devotees over there at work. So these were the points which came up in our group. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. And it's really overwhelming, like in 20 minutes we can come with 200 issues. With this small group, we can imagine what happens in 24 hours at home. So it's very common for all of us, and most of the issues are covered. It's competing priorities for children. Definitely we are looking at the children to score 99.9% and be in the medicine and go to this Hatwell's uni, sports activities and others, and they have got their social. So most of the issues are covered for the children in the previous Prabhuji's. Last issue, which was very interesting from one of the Matajis, that we say that we offer prasadam and we eat only prasadam. Definitely we go for weekend pizzas at home for the kids, and we also, when we are traveling, like especially in people's job, we travel a lot. How do we manage this issue, that offering the prasadam to God and then eating the only prasadam? So yeah, and the family issues are again distribution of time. So competing priorities, the time management. Where do we spend time? We always want to come to the Krishna consciousness, but again, there are other needs which need to be fulfilled. So thanks for that.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So this was the distilled wisdom that has come from all of you. I'm sure you talked of many, many problems, but then you had to select only a few amongst them. So you got the essence. So you are all Saragrahi Vaishnavas, Paramahamsas, who know the essence, the essential problems of household life, the essence of the problem. Well, yes, problems are numerous. Reminds me of a joke that is quite common amongst our devotees. That one time a young man went to a sadhu and he said, Mahatma Ji, I want to talk to you. He said, yes, let's talk. No, but I want to talk in private. He says, well, what is there to talk? All right, come, let's go and talk in private. So he said, Swamiji, I want your help. I have all these family problems. I need a solution. So the Swamiji looked very compassionately at the young man and said, my son, if these things had a solution, do you think I would have become a sadhu? So it's like that, yes? Sometimes some things don't have any solution. You just have to, as they say in Australia, grin and bear it. And yes, chant Hare Krishna. Sometimes these are situations arranged by providence, and the devotee takes it as Krishna's arrangement. He or she doesn't lament for it, just faces the situation with equanimity and tries to respond to the issues in as Krishna conscious a way as possible. When things happen in our life, they may not be some things that we have expected, perhaps some things that we have not done, at least in our recent memory, that should have caused such a thing. They come out of the blue. It doesn't seem to be a connection. So essentially the question is of how we respond to the problems that happen. Different people will respond completely differently to the same problem because of their own psychological makeup and their natures and so on. These things do have some kind of practical ways out, though. There are possible solutions that can be discussed, optional solutions. We'll talk about them in course of time. However, coming back to the point I was making earlier, before we had this breakout session, what is the ultimate solution? Chant Hare Krishna. One time one devotee came to me and he had this problem and I couldn't figure out the solution because, as you know, in Kali Yuga, problems don't have solutions except Krishna's names. So I said, he said, Maharaj, I want some practical solution because I told him chant Hare Krishna. So he said, no, not Hare Krishna, I want some practical solution. So I said, look, chanting Hare Krishna is the most practical solution. Because that will really have effect, that will really help you. Other practical solutions, yes, we need to look at them. We need to do what we can do. But at the end of the day, it is our chanting of Hare Krishna that is going to solve all our problems. Now what we're going to do is, before we will need to process a bit of this information. Before we can start discussing, we'll categorize them, distill your distilled wisdom into a few categories and then start discussing the points that you have raised. So while we are processing that, there's another assignment for you all, another breakout session. And in this breakout session, what I'm going to ask you to do is, I will tell you 2 phrases. When I mention the 2 phrases, one by one, you will have to think of what words or phrases come to your mind when I say that phrase. For example, life in Sydney. What words come to your mind? No. Opera house. What is that? Opera? Opera house, surfing, or whatever names you can think of, name of certain prominent landmarks in the city, or whatever it is, right? So these are so many words that will come to your mind when I say life in Sydney. Or let's say Grihastha seminar, Grihastha workshop. First thing prasadam, accommodation, yes? So like that, so many words will come to your mind. So I will give you two phrases. You will break out into groups, not the same groups as before, but different groups now, but of the same size, 10 people, 10 devotees in each group. And try to list out as many words as possible that come to your mind with respect to that phrase. Yes? And then the second phrase after that. Once you have done with the first phrase, then with the second phrase. Now when you sit down to chant, you be thoughtful to analyze it. Be a little thoughtful. Discuss it amongst yourselves. Write the answer preferably in one word or in 2 words. If absolutely necessary, your one answer can be in 3 words, but not more than 2 or 3 words. So like that you can have 5, 10, 15 different words. Alright? So should we first make categories and then give them the terms, phrases, or should we do it now? Okay. And as you think, once you start forming groups, there's a lot of commotion. So I'll tell you the terms now, so that you can start the thinking process. The first phrase I'm going to ask you to think about, and tell me names that come to your mind when you hear this. 1 word, 2 words, 3 words. Don't tell me anything. Just think about it, and when you meet in your group, write it down. The first phrase is traditional family life. Okay? Traditional family life. And I'll tell you the second phrase when you finish the first one. Okay, so now you can form your groups. Any questions you have about this before we break up? Yes, okay. So please make different groups now. Now don't change anything in your first list when I tell you the second phrase. What you've done. Don't change it. Okay? The second phrase is modern family life. Second phrase, modern family life. Okay, work on it.
Obligations, some restrictions, expectations, bonding, a strong support system, traditions, customs, values, delegation or division of work, understanding and misunderstanding as well, love, care, then sharing of time and resources, which leads to, which also can be classified as selflessness. Then we have quality time with family, quality time for our spiritual life, association, encouragement, maturity of thoughts, happiness, satisfaction, jealousy, which goes hand in glove with jealousy and envy, selfishness, quarrels, arguments, a lot of compromise, comparison, favoritism. Because it's a joint family, there's a head of the family, so leadership that leads to stability, spiritual advancement, and there is, it's economical because you share the same resources rather than divide them into many groups. As opposed to that, when it comes to modern family, we had a very hectic life, which is full of stress, which leads to depression because you're overworked, therefore you quarrel. and you become selfish. Lack of time is there. It's very competitive, leads to insecurity, or can be one can become arrogance. Then it's aimless per se, because there's no real goal in life. It's all materialistic. So it's aggressive, very materialistic, lack of spiritualism. Then there is pride and narrow-mindedness. So from these two, we came up with a verse that describes the two types of lives. Ayam nijam paro veti ganana laghu chetasam udara charitanam tu vasudeva kutumbakam. Meaning, when I think of I, me, mine, then my chetana or my consciousness is, how is it? It is very small, it is very tiny. But when I think of the whole world as my family, then my consciousness is udar, it's broad-minded. So this is reflective of a broad-minded family. This is reflective of a very narrow-minded consciousness. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. With the topics you have given, actually, traditional family and the modern family actually is exactly opposite to each other. So we actually gave a thought process on traditional family and just completely opposite all the topics basically on that. The first one we had was working husband in a traditional family. Only husband used to work and wife used to take care of the home, kids, everything back in home. Had a joint family. When we talk about the traditional, had parents, grandparents, everyone looking, uncle, aunt, everyone living in the same place. Kids, all playing together. So that's kind of a traditional family life when we think about that. Only one family had. So there was integrity of the family because one decision maker in the family. So we had a lot of respect for the elders in the traditional family life. Simple life, nice, good values, religious strength, mutual harmony. Everyone used to celebrate all the festivals and everything together. Holi or Diwali, everyone come together and celebrate together. Easy conflict resolution. So there is any any conflict comes in the family, it's quite easily, solution was there to be, they could find the solution very easily. Eco-friendly. I used to remember, like in the villages, they still use, cow dung, that kind of thing. So very eco-friendly, not like the plastic plates we are using these days. Self-sufficient, good food, contentment. Everyone was very content, like very self-satisfied. No television or less television. Only one Doordarshan channel used to come when I was very young. And that too on Sundays, so 9 to 9:30, there was some Doordarshan used to come, then nothing else on the TV. No mortgage. That's the traditional family. Now it's exactly opposite. Working husband only in the traditional, so we have both husband and wife working now. Joint family has gone into a micro family. One family head, several family heads. Basically, everyone is a family head, even kids. So we have respect for elders. Sorry, no respect for elders at the moment. Values and simple life. No values and simple life. No religious strength. No mutual harmony. No easy conflict resolution. Basically, no resolution to any conflicts. Everyone fights, had a lot of arguments, and then go away their own ways. Non-eco-friendly, non-self-sufficient. Good food, it used to be good food, now it's fast food. Quite fast. Contentment, so discontentment. No one is satisfied at the moment. Doesn't matter how much they earn, what work they do, what status they have. They're never satisfied. No television, so too much television at the moment with games and everything. And no mortgage. I would say too much mortgage with too many loans going around. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Many of the points that we have are common with the earlier speakers. However, I'll just list them. First point that we had in the traditional family was the traditional family was more happier because they were more religious and contented. They had respect for elders and they had a plan for the children's career in the sense that it was not purely monetary oriented. The children had to achieve a Vedic career. Then there was financial security because they had contentment again, and all the family members used to work for one common goal and the elder of the family used to run the family, so the money was given to him and it used to run from there. So the decision was centralized and there was sharing and caring. There was family values, and this again comes from the respect to elders and culture. Family structure was there in the sense that there was joint family, so there was a hierarchy, and then the young members of the family used to listen to the elder members of the family. And more importantly, it was God-centered, which is lacking now. So they had God as the center in the family. So the goal of all the family members was one: simple living and high thinking, because the wants were limited. They used to probably go in bullock carts, unlike the modern cars, and it was more contented. And the traditional family had husband, wife, and kids are like what you explained in the morning. There were not 35 probabilities, there was only just one combination. And there was division of labor. The male members used to work outside and the female members used to work in the kitchen. And everybody in the family had adopted a Vedic life. In contrast, the modern family, there's discord amongst all the family members. They don't work for a joint goal, so all the members have a say, and so minds don't match. Then there's always anxiety because there's discord and they have their own wants. Wants are unlimited, so there's also greed in order to satisfy their wants. They want more money, and more money brings them more greed in order to earn more money. They're perplexed because they don't know what they're doing, so the ultimate goal is lacking. They don't know where they are going to end, and they want all types of luxury, which makes them lazy. They are over-ambitious in a negative way, in the sense that they are more ambitious to earn financial prosperity rather than the godliness. Then a very important thing in the modern family life is breaking of family. There's lots of divorces, and that again comes from the breaking of the joint family system. So there are so many members who are earning and they are spread out, but then still they are unhappy and families are breaking. And no cultural values, because there's no respect for elders. Modern family members are also happy to adopt unethical methods in order to satisfy their wants. No humility, again no respect, and godlessness is very much prominent, because there are other avenues which we have covered here, more sense gratification avenues, so godlessness has diminished. And it's a very complicated life, because time to time there are problems to tackle. Every hour is a problem. Time management is very poor. They don't get time for anything, so always time management becomes a big issue. And lastly, people find themselves lonely because God is missing from their modern family life. Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Is everybody hearing these points? I think each team seems to have done a fantastic job, I can see so far. Very, very perceptive. Every team is excelling itself to do very perceptive analysis of each team. Yes, please hear carefully. There are many, many wonderful things to hear.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Quite a few of the points have been already covered in this sheets, but I'll try to bring out those things, those points which came to our mind. As you said, what are the first word or two words that came to our mind? So we try to summarize that. So in traditional family life, we've got unity, simple living, happiness and support, which goes very well in together. There was tolerance, ritualistic, more rituals is to happen in traditional family life. They're devoted, healthy, more time, organized, cooking at home, accepting elders, worshipping. And then on the contrary, we have modern family life, which was more self-centered, selfishness. It's more tiring, impatient, fast, greedy, no time, but we have got more time in traditional family. Difficult, unhealthy. Then we've got freedom, generation gap, technology, eating outside, nuclear family. Now we are more global, 35 family types. And then we are more concerned with wants than what we used to have, more concerned with needs in an earlier time. That's all.
Thank you, Maharaj, because this actually helped us to give solutions for the problems that we raised ourselves. So, coming to traditional family life, the words that we thought of were spiritual, blissful, simple, respect, understanding, family-oriented, support, values, division of labor, discipline, more time, guidance. The culture now is deteriorating, so we just said it's deteriorating. Knowledge or stories not being, it was shared during those times from elders to the children. So love, more caring, more affection, formalities, misconceptions. For what did we say escapism? Yeah, now there is more of escapism, whereas there were more of integrity. So, and adapting, similar culture, active, hard work, stress-free, and calm natured people. Whereas in modern family life, freedom, independence, we try to bring out the positives also, but we actually failed. So, influence, no time, comparing, money, lazy, technology, eating out, sinful, disrespect, stressful, busy, insecure, degraded culture, traditional concoction, no spirituality, superficiality, no guidance, people getting angry. Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Actually, the first point which we discussed was, like when we said traditional family, everybody said, oh, that was a time. They were all feeling very good. So the feeling good is the first feeling which we had when we talked about traditional family life. And then, of course, respect to elders, everybody, to each other, joint family, they were all united. And elderly people were there to give proper guidance spiritually as well as if there is any problem and all. Then sacrifice and adjustments, which was definitely there in the traditional sort of family life. Affection, they were all submissive, they were all affectionate, austerity, vegetarian, spiritual and religious. There was more of spiritual and religious activities going on when it was traditional family. Culture and celebrations, everybody together. Dress codes were strictly, everybody were following the dress code. Stability, more stable. Caring time was available. Everybody had enough time for, sit and solve the problems of each other. Good habits, and then non-existing now. At the moment, there is not much of a traditional family life. And the modern family, we got some positives as well as some negatives. Independence is there, technology development is there, lifestyle is much better, and convenience is there because of a lot of gadgets, a lot of appliances, everything available. Because convenience is more, because of that we have enough time, but still we don't have time. That's different. Single, nuclear family, loneliness is there, no spirituality is not there. Material attachment is more compared to this traditional family, no guidance, there is no spiritual guidance for the nuclear family, I mean modern life family. Competition, there is a lot of competition resulting in fear of failure. And then of course fast food, which is more prominent, lack of values and culture, and self-centered. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So first, most of the points are repeated, but some of them, like in traditional family life, there were many regulations which everyone used to follow. There were values and ethics. There was equality, and everyone had a assigned duty which they used to follow. There was teamwork. They were united. They were committed to their roles and responsibilities. There was a lot of care, love, affection for each other, and they were very spiritual, so they used to do a lot of sadhu seva, Vaishnav seva, stereotypes, very peaceful, and they had expectations. They were religious. They had a very simple living, which is contrary to how it is now, and they had respect for each other. Every family member respected. Very strong culture. They communicated, and responsibility and joint family. Modern family life, we were actually confused to write family because now it's just modern life. Family is non-existent. So it's nuclear family what we find mostly. There's a lot of independence, too much freedom, carefree attitude. Everyone is self-centered. They are career-oriented, good education, good career, that's the goal of life. No experience, so just trial and error in everything. There's no proper food, it's microwave food or junk food or fast food or no food. No respect, no values. Very hi-fi living, sophisticated living. Busy, no time for anything else, busy in their own lives. That creates a distance. Gadgets, which makes one lazy. Western culture, everyone is after the Western culture. Me, myself, and I am the boss. That's all. That's the attitude. So thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. For the joint family, we came with these points. The traditional family life. The first one was the joint family. In traditional family life, used to be a simplicity. No electronics. There were no gadgets. That time, there were more spiritual values during traditional family life. In traditional family life, men used to work. Came across that there was very less privacy, so it used to be very open. You discussed all your problems, and solution used to come from the discussions, which in modern family life hardly happens. I remembered that when I was young, I was child, and I used to live in village. So that time in the evening, I used to wait for the bhajans and kirtans in the evening. What the elderly people used to do. So that it's missing in the modern family life. Is to be more respect to the elders. In traditional family life, all the festivals they used to do in joint celebrations. Used to be more family bond, and there were clear roles who is doing what. Whereas in a modern family life, these days, as you mentioned in the morning, 35 different kinds of families which exist in modern family life. Because there is no, it's living in a single family or single parent, so there is lack of guidance. Don't get when you need it. Electronics again. Both parents are working, so there is no time for the kid sometimes, and they are missing that love and affect. Kids are missing the love and affection what they supposed to get from their parents. Time, it's been covered in this one. Extra convenience, exploiting the nature. So because you need only one electronic item in modern family, but now each one has their own iPod, iPhone, iPads and whatnot. So that means modern family life encourages exploiting the nature. They are more career oriented, rebellious in nature, so these days equality and kids, they want to do what they find it, from outside, because they do not, again, comes to the lack of guidance, and there is no time for the parents to give the love and affections to their children. Lack of respect, and there is no cleanliness, because in modern family life, they live in nuclear family. So, and in this time, people are not able to afford big houses. So they'll have a small house, and in the small house, you have to accommodate your shoes, and at the same time, in the same room, you have to accommodate your deities as well. So there is no cleanliness. Lack of trust as well. People don't trust each other, and they say, I have my best friend Google. So they don't trust each other, and they try to find everything from the various other resources. I think that's about it. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I just wanted to point out, I noticed with a lot of the other groups, they were just saying bad things about modern life and good things about traditional life. So I don't know if it's because I'm a product of modern life, modern family life, but our group came up with pros and cons for each of them. A lot of them have been covered, so I'll just list them. So starting with traditional family life, the pros of them is there was a lot more respect, a lot more cultural values instilled in their children. Security in terms of, this is your family, it's going to stay your family for the rest of your life. In this day and age with modern family life, it's never a sure thing. Respecting the elderly was already mentioned. It's stable, and of course there was good food. The cons were, a few that were listed was male domination, which we heard of a lot in the previous exercise. Expectations and challenges which were found between family members in traditional family life. It was strict, there was a lack of privacy, and this was noted because in a traditional family, everybody knows everything about each other. It's not you hide things and you don't tell other people. And also responsibilities, and we left that with a question mark because those responsibilities still do exist today. It's just a matter of whether they're being met or not. And the ones we left in the middle were just, they're not really pros, they're not really cons. So we have large families, so traditionally you'd have lots of relatives living with you, which could be helpful, or sometimes not so much. And also arranged marriage was on the list, so sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, now moving to modern family life. The pros we have for here is equality, so male-female equality. I suppose some could see that as a pro or a con, depending on how you'd like to see it. Education, the education system has improved, the public health system has improved, and life has become easier because of technology. So easier is a good thing. Now, the cons are we've increased our levels of stress because we're always worrying about so many things going on. Life has become a lot more complex, even though it has become easier. There's more to know. You need to know how to work your iPhone, your iPad, your laptop, your computer, anything else. There seems to be a decrease in ethics, which is the moral values. When in traditional family life you used to instill a lot of family values into your children, how much of that is actually sticking now because your children are going to school and finding lots of other inputs into their values. There's now a more unhealthy lifestyle. A lot of people mentioned fast food, and it's a lot more busier. And another thing is selfishness, because this is the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. All the things in the middle we listed for modern family life, so not really pros, not really pros, not really cons, were freedom. So with that freedom, you can decide what you want to use that freedom for, whether it be for something good or for something bad. And westernization is another thing. You can be influenced by Western society in a good or bad way, depending on which way it influences you as an individual. and information technology. So that encompasses again your phones, your computers, the internet. We can access it so easily, but depending on how you use it, that will determine whether it makes it a good thing or a bad thing. That's all. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. All our points have been covered, so we don't have anything new, but we were debating as well in terms of some of the modern, when we were talking about the modern aspect. So we've got some which are neutral, not really positive. No head of family, lack of respect, equal sharing of household chores, mixed values, which is, the Western and the Eastern influences and the globalization of society and hence all the mixed cultures. So we just pick and choose quite often. Priority is sense gratification, self-centered, and no worshipping. And in the traditional section, we had the traditional structure of the family: husband, wife, extended family. There was respect. There was elders who were followed. There was no questioning. The next one was, again, principle-based, value-based, intact, one set of values which guided the family. There was worshipping and chanting together as a family, following the sanskaras, atithi seva, charity, for example, to Brahmins. Husband was the bread earner, and Pati Parmeshwar was another one that came up. Thank you, ma'am.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. It's pretty easy to bifurcate between the two, the traditional life and the modern life, because everybody has done the same thing. So what is good in the traditional life, which I have listed here: cultural values, joint family, conducive to spirituality or the Krishna consciousness, worshipping together. All these are very high level, very good points. God-fearing, honesty, simple yet happy, respect for nature, everything. Just opposite to that, we try to put into modern life. This is lack of respect, lack of time, nuclear family, individuality, lesser family values, unhappiness, dissatisfied, everything is fine. So all West speakers have done the same thing. So when we go to India, because here we are living in the nuclear life, nuclear family life, we'll go to India, live with our in-laws or parents or whoever, the relatives, and we come back, come back. Now it's fine, we are back home, we got our space, nobody wants to live there. So why do we talk all this? Do we really want to live traditional life? Why do we talk about this, the traditional life is good? If it is good, do we really want to do it? That's my question. Guru Maharaj, can you guide us on this?
At the proper time. We'll talk later. I'll talk. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. This is the traditional Indian culture, whatever you can say. So like wherever we go, we find we are maintaining our cultures. Anywhere is a Maharashtrian or a Bengali. So they maintain their own traditions like Durga Puja, festivities, temple. Mostly like in the traditional life, if we have something like spiritually centered temple, like everybody is coming and worship regularly like Sunday Aarti. Extended family like father, mother, wife, children, everybody staying together in a big village house. Previously India used to have like all the like chacha used to stay. But then always normally prasadam, like prasadam, hot chapatis. Normally if you see like this is like previously, now it is not everything is like in the present scenario we buy it from the shop and just put it in the gas. But then the family support is always there, the relatives is there, everybody used to rise early. So normally with the croaking of the what you call murgi or whatever, they used to cry, everybody used to wake up. So and then begin the day, then the puja and chanting. Okay, and then the scriptures, somebody say remind Ramayan Katha. Then always we say like Tulsi plant is there, always people are worshipping, giving giving water. And the primitive equipment, we can say whatever is available, just use it. But modern life is like we want this, like everything is automatic machines. Then normally everybody go for a shop, car, then the big house, previously the old house, the big land. Of course the veggie garden, and it was like a healthy lifestyle. And something you can see like there's more children before now. The present situation is like one son, like previously I have 3 or 4. Then more disposable income, people were more charitable. But nowadays people are thinking of security. Probably no tension of no loans, no home loans, traditional. Then servants are available, more community service we can go, more compassion, go to the pilgrim visits, and everything was like an organic thing. And another one is in a traditional family, the arguments goes on with mother and wife or whoever it is. But acceptance is the best. Like, okay, whatever happens, happens. Tolerance is, of course, comes with this. And always the grandparent is there. Then, okay, so what he said, the Chakki, spiritual. Okay, and then the spiritual parents' guidance. Like, the parents, they can guide because they know more about. See, the older the civilization was there, they were more spiritually centered. But as we go, like, we are like totally. And of course, this is like anywhere in the Indian village, if you go, like you can get fresh milk, say within 1 hour they will deliver milk and they can prepare ghee, like Shuddha ghee. But nowadays, like, we don't know what they mix. So this is the modern life, like short life, anytime people can happen, anytime people are there, they go. Stress is there, go doctor's visits are more use of laptop. Of course, the iPhone and the iPad tune, wherever you go, kids are playing with this. Self-centered, okay, don't disturb me. Skype, TV, YouTube, apartment living. More facility and is leading to the more sense gratification, no family time. Of course, nowadays in the modern life, regarding the security, job security, the people has to do whatever they are told, so traveling long hours. This is like more diseases, more sickness, no time for children, fast canned food, preservatives, chemical, restaurants. Anytime like, okay, don't eat at home, let's go outside and have it. So. Bottled water, lack of temples, plastic, pollution, no clean water, dirty consciousness. And of course the devotee support is there because as we stay in Sydney, you can see like if people get on, the devotee support is always there. Of course now the modern life is like the kids watch Little Krishna, and of course all this now it has come like an e-books, Krishna consciousness e-books, which is a part like that's what the Hare Krishna movement is more centered on. Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So thank you very much. I think all of you have come up with many good points. Very perceptive analysis, and it is interesting that naturally all of you give suggestions from the point of view of your own upbringing, so that's natural. Mind you, I had asked you only for traditional life, family life, not necessarily Indian life, and to see that whether traditional life in all countries matches or not. But there are many things to discuss about this. Wonderful things to discuss. But now there is time for a break. We'll break for about half an hour. Then we'll have a drama presented by our devotees. Then we will continue and we will talk further. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.